Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content that I'm making, please click that subscribe button. Also remember to click that bell button and make sure to tick that box to send all notifications so you don't miss out on any videos. With that in mind, let's get on with the video. What's up guys, welcome to Monchkinz Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Monchkinz logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. And welcome to my video guide on Gilgamesh's The Lost Chapter, Itching for Greater Fights, Part 16. Of course, this is on the hard mode. Now, before we do begin, I would like to apologize in advance if I don't feel, or sound actually, if I don't sound very energetic in this video. I just finished night shift and I have 3 more nights to go and I'm just low on energy overall. It's been one hell of a shift, but here we are anyway. So with that out of the way, just to let you guys know, let's start this video. And of course, we are going to start off with the weaknesses, resistances, and the abilities of the last boss. In this case, it is the Weapon Keeper. It is weak to the Thunder element and does not have any resistances. And as for its abilities, it has Rake, which is the melee brave attack, Heave, which is a melee HP attack, Flare, which is a magic brave attack, Meteor, which is a group magic brave attack, Flare Star, which is a powerful group magic brave attack, Colossal Energy Draw, which increases its brave and raises its defense, and this also has a low turn rate. Next, let's not forget the better version of this, which is the Titanic Energy Draw, which grants itself a max brave up and also grants itself a brave. It further raises its defense, and this also has a low turn rate. Next up, it has full power, again increasing its brave, and then will do a melee HP attack. Rising Arms, which is a range brave attack, which inflicts a max brave down and a speed down debuff. And finally, it has Banishing Arms, which is a group range brave attack plus an HP attack. This inflicts a max brave down, speed down, max HP down, and attack down debuff. And of course, it is also important to note that the Weapon Keeper is immune to all debuffs. So now that we know all its abilities, its resistances, and its weaknesses, it's time to take a look at some general tips and guide. And the first one, as always, is to save about 60 to 70% of your abilities on the last boss. Now this is generally more targeted to the newer players. Veteran players, you probably will need about 60%, maybe even less. I mean, to be completely honest, you'll probably run through like wave 1 to 4 pretty quickly, and you will still have like 80% of your abilities if you're a veteran player. But if you're new to this game, you probably want to save a little bit of those abilities for the last boss. Next up is to bring in the boosted characters such as Gilgamesh, Bartz, and Hope. And if you don't have these characters, other characters that you may want to consider are the Warrior of Light, Cloud, Furion, Sephiroth, Vayne, Laguna, Squall, Prompto, Ash, Rinoa, Freya, Lightning, Jet, Terra, Ramza, or Golbez. Now, I did not put some of the characters that you may think, they're the best DPS, such as Noctis. The main reason I didn't put Noctis here in this list is the same thing why I didn't put, like, for example, Pain or Fran, is because the boss is actually weak to is immune to debuffs, and to maximize those characters, you actually need to apply a debuff. So while I feel like, you know, they will do okay, you aren't using those characters to their full potential, hence I didn't put them here, but you can still technically bring them. However, you are not going to be using them to their full potential. Next up are the healers plus spray battery option. In this case, it's Rem, Selfie, Maria, Eiko, Lena, Yuna, Param, Aerith, or Kate Sith. And for the summon, we do have 3 now that you can choose from: Ifrit, Shiva, and Ramu. But seeing the boss is weak to the thunder element, Ramu is actually a good choice. Okay, so now that we have finished with the general tips, it's time to take a look at some tips for the fight itself. The first one is going to be to bring a Quistis friend for your support. Now, in all honesty, you can actually bring Squall as well if you really want to just clear through the first 4 stages. That is completely fine. However, the next tip I have for you guys is actually to use the delay tactic. And of course, in order for you to maximize the delay tactic, you are going to be needing to bring a Quistis friend support. At least I would suggest you do. And you can also bring your own Quistis as well. Now, the other tactic or strategy that you can use here is to use gravity-based attacks. Now, the Weapon Keeper actually will draw a huge amount of Brave, and it is an insane amount if you can't Brave shave it. And gravity-based attacks like what Bartz can do and what Gilgamesh can do are very important in this strategy. You can also use Sephiroth's EX attack or EX ability in order for you to reduce its Brave down to 0 once it uses Colossal Energy Draw or Titanic Energy Draw. This really will ensure your safety, therefore, you know, not getting hit by one hit basically by the Weapon Keeper, because the Brave is just crazy. I believe it was like 40,000 Brave when it uses Colossal Energy Draw. I don't think I've seen it do the Titanic Energy Draw, but you can probably see in this video. I can't remember just on top of my head, but it is an insane amount of Brave, and just Brave shaving it like you would normally do, probably not going to be enough, because it will use full power and it will increase its Brave yet again before doing a melee HP attack. Now, my next tip for you is to summon just before it buffs itself to maximize your overall damage. Now, basically, when you see the boss targets itself, it is time for you to either go to the last man before the boss does its turn and use your summon. In all honesty, this is the best way for you to survive, is for you to damage it as much as you can, and of course delay it as much as you can during your summon phase. Other than that, there's really no other tips I have for you guys. Normally I have 4 here, but in all honesty, maybe the 4th one can be don't bring any debuffers, because they're not gonna work. I guess I'll put that in. Okay, so now that we are done with the general tips, it's time to take a look at some possible party compositions. And of course, the first one is going to be your boosted team, which is Gilgamesh, Bartz, and Hope. And I added Squall here because I feel like you're just lacking a AoE damager for the earlier phases or earlier waves, so I added Squall here, and this is of course with a Ramu support. Now, Ramu, I feel like, is actually quite decent now, especially when you have him at level 30. He does give you 15% more max Brave, which is really nice, alongside of course with that defense buff it gives you when your HP is less than 80%, I believe. So overall, this is going to be using the gravity base strategy, so you have Gilgamesh and Bartz, of course. The next team I have for you guys here are the Vayne Setzer Lightning combination with a Quistis support. This is basically super delay team, just delay. I would actually put Quistis here instead of maybe Lightning. You get more delay that way, but I feel like Lightning is actually a pretty good choice here, seeing that as she is using her thunder base attacks. Again, Quistis support and Ramu for the summon, just to take advantage of the boss's weakness. Now the next one here is the video you guys are seeing, which is Kain, Vayne, and Selfie with a Quistis support and Ramu's summon. And again, this is sort of just doing the same thing without lightning, and Vayne is there basically to delay, and the Quistis support for delay as well. Selfie is actually a pretty nice one to bring along with her aura. If you have her EX, then you can use Kain's EX as well in order for you to initiate launches, which therefore will do more damage. And this is done again with a Ramu summon. And for the final one, I have here Vayne, Terra, and Yuna. Now obviously Terra cannot use her debuffs, but she does buff herself alongside with all her abilities, so it's not so bad here. And again, this is with a Quistis support, basically another delay tactic. Honestly, delay tactic is the best tactic or best strategy I have or suggest anyway for you guys when it comes to this lost chapter. And again, Ramu for your summon. Okay, so we are at the end of this video, and of course I have to give you guys my final thoughts on this fight. Now, in all honesty, this is going to be two extreme cases for this fight. There will be people who find it extremely easy because they have the right characters, the right delay tactic for this, or delay strategy for this fight. And for those people who find this really hard because they don't have the delay tactic, nor do they have the gravity based tactic as well, because they haven't built up all these characters. And I must say, this fight is really dangerous if you do not have the delay tactic. The boss has quite a lot of arsenal in order to one-hit you or do a ton of damage, and even applying debuffs on your entire party. So while for me I found this fight fairly easy because I do have the right amount or the right characters to bring for this fight, if you are a newer player, this will be in the more difficult fight for you. I'm not saying that it cannot be done without the delay tactic or delay strategy or gravity based strategy, but it is going to be extremely hard to pull off. The boss does have a decent amount of HP as well, so if you don't have the right brave shaving option or characters, then yeah, this is going to be a difficult fight. Anyway, I think that's all I can think of regarding this fight. Please remember to click like and subscribe if you find this video helpful at all. As always, I'd like to hear from you guys. Which team did you use to beat this lost chapter? Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, make sure to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook. This is Monchkinz logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next level.